You will remain as my maid because that is what you came to do initially. Even if you have warmed yourself into my bed as my wife right now, you still remain my maid. This is from the Ooni of Ife to Olori Ashley. Hello, everyone. It is D and Z TV once again, and we are super excited having all of you here with us. If you've not subscribed to our channel, this is the opportunity for you to subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification button, comment, like, and share this video because this is the only and main reason why we are here. When things happen in the palace the way they do, it only gives us one thing in mind, and that thing is to begin to think how human beings think. There's this saying that says that a butterfly most at times thinks himself a bird. Yes, a butterfly thinks himself a bird. And when a butterfly begins to think himself a bird, it just shows that of a truth, danger is lurking by the corner. Now, this is so because over the years, when people get entwined to the Oni, once they get that closeness, that freedom level, where they now feel that they are very close to the Oni, they now begin to lose guard. They no longer understand where they are coming from. That is actually the situation that we find ourselves now, whereby Olori Ashley is beginning to see herself equal with other people that the Oni actually brought into the house. Now, why should Ashley now begin to feel herself to be a small god? Now, she's now beginning to look at herself as some goddess of sort, where she can now begin to put some comparison levels on herself. This is actually not healthy. It is not healthy at all because no matter what the Oni has decided to do, or no matter what the Oni has placed you, it is left for you to grow up yourself sequentially instead of forcing it on people, instead of now making everybody feel or know that you are equal with them. Ashley, as we all know, initially was the calabash carrier. She was brought into the palace as a maid. But right about now, she has now been able to uplift and migrate herself. For those of you who don't know, Ashley actually has a female child from her first marriage. Now she left all of this and decided to come and cohabit in the palace because um, she had the mindset that the Oni and her were married in the spirit world. You know, in people marry in the spirit world, it has a very strong, lasting bond. So Ashley is actually still looking at herself from that level and dimension, but she still forgets to know that the Oni, as a matter of fact, is someone who is a Gen Z body. Now, he's a Gen Z body in the sense that they only came into power in this era of Gen Z, in this era of young ones, this era of young ones who think faster than the millennials. Now, Ashley should actually know and understand that whatever thing she's enjoying right now is a rare privilege. Yes, it is a rare privilege that she should take very seriously. It is a rare privilege that she should not take for granted. Because the truth about the matter is that the more she's taking these things for granted, the more they are actually getting more difficult and tougher by the day. Why should she now begin to feel that she can now compare herself with Olori? Naomi. There's actually no room for comparison. No room for comparison at all, because Naomi has actually been able to establish herself in the scheme of things in the palace. So if Naomi has been able to establish herself in the scheme of things in the palace, it does not make any logical sense now for people now to come begin to feel that they have the temerity, they have the class, they have the cloud, they have the impetus to bring down what have actually been set forth in the palace. People have different ways of understanding things. People have different ways of seeing things. People have different ways of not minding their business, putting themselves in places that they do not understand. Once they continue to activate this kind of illegal behaviors, then you should just know that the end is not going to be as palatable as the beginning. Now, to reason with me, upon all what they did to Naomi, Naomi still came out. And Naomi coming out now is actually making the Oni to feel that all these women are actually somehow worthless. And its care is not taken, they will all be leaving the palace in the shortest possible time. He has actually made the first move to see that everybody should vacate, which actually made Tobi Phillips to beg and say she needs some extension of time. That extension of time now, I'm sure she has said that the extension of time is for her to complete her Valentine program. But in some other quarters, it is being said the extension of time is for her to logically get herself visit some babalawos, who in turn will now cause the Oni to fall in love with her again. Now, the Oni falling in love with her again is actually something that is not going to hold water. It is not going to hold water because the Oni is now beginning to have a mindset of his own. And there's nothing as dangerous and as bad as when someone now begins to have a mindset of his own. Once you have this mindset of your own, you will now put yourself in a very, very, very advantageous position, which the Oni has actually put himself in advantageous position right now. So as much as the Oni is putting heads together to see that peace returns to the palace, to see that he takes control of the palace again, the other women, on the other hand, are also trying all their possible best to see that they bring Oni down. But the truth about the matter is that it is not going to stand. It is not going to work. Ashley, you are a maid. In as much as you've been upgraded, you should still see yourself as a maid that you were brought to the palace to come and do. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this. We really want to say thank you for coming, and we urge you all to subscribe to the channel and subscribe, click, comment, have the conversations going on, because we're just here because of you. Thank you, and bye bye.